question mark. Thank you very much as we get set for Great Plains Athletic Conference basketball tonight. The Dordt defenders against the Northwestern Red Raiders, and should be a couple of closely contested ball games. At least on paper, looks like teams very evenly matched, especially when you take a look at the records. First off, tonight, it'll be the Dordt defenders with a 10-0 overall mark, 5-0 with the Great Plains Athletic Conference, taking on a Northwestern team that is also 10-0 overall and 5-0 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. And then we wrap up the evening with a men's game where Dordt stands 9-2 overall. Northwestern is 7-3. Both teams are 2-2 in league play. The conference race is beginning to take shape on both the women's and men's side. In men's basketball, 5 games into the season, everybody has at least one loss. Several teams have multiple losses. On the women's side, Dordt and Northwestern right now with a little separation, both 5-1. One of those teams will have their first loss of the conference season after tonight. Jamestown is idle in conference play. They are also 5-1. Dakota Wesleyan is 4-2, along with Briar Cliff standing at 3-2 in women's basketball play. On the men's side of things, as you take a look at the race shaping up, it's Morningside atop the heap at 4-1. That's a team that Dordt had on the ropes, I think it was 3 weeks ago, but just couldn't quite close the deal. Concordia and Doane both are 4-2. Jamestown and Dakota Wesleyan are 3-2. Dordt and Hastings and Northwestern are also 2-2. So you've got a lot of teams with 1 and 2 losses, and in order to keep pace, you've got to win games. Obviously, Mount Marty is 2-4 in league play on the men's side. And Briar Cliff and Midland. Briar Cliff is surprising 1-3. Midland stands 0-5. Our women's contest set to begin in about 13 minutes or so. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a look at the matchup between these two teams. We'll have a peek at the numbers and how they compare right after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to KIHK and watching the Dordt Media Network.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Furniture Mart. Find furniture, mattresses, flooring, paint, window treatments at your local Furniture Mart, family-owned and located downtown Sioux Center.
Hi, I'm Quentin Olson. I'm from Homeland, Wisconsin, and my favorite thing about the Dordt Media Network is that all the productions are student-ran. With little guidance, we get to do everything you see on the screen by ourselves. I'd like to shout out my friends and family back home. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
My name is Sean Solano. I'm a junior here at Dordt, and I'm from Managua, Nicaragua. I love working for the Dordt Media Network because the people I get to work with, learning the amazing camera operating system, and being able to watch all the games, especially a great way to spend my Fridays and Saturdays. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
2 weeks ago, police got a report of a missing person. A week ago, another body turned up. And then just 4 days ago, a third body showed up.
How has the town reacted?
Well, we're terrified.
What if it really was the killer that sent you this?
I know it seems sketchy, but
Liz, you'll get yourself killed out there.
Welcome back to the DeWitt. We'll have a look at some of the other conference games happening this evening. First of all, let's take a look, though, at the matchup between these two teams. We begin with the Dordt defenders, who are a program best 10-0 to start the season, 5-0 in the conference. They have wins this season over Presentation, Dakota State, Bellevue, Trinity Christian, Dickinson State, and then in league play, Morningside, Concordia, Briar Cliff, the College of St. Mary, and Midland. The Dordt defenders are averaging 83 points per game. They allow 60 points per outing. They're shooting 51% from the floor. They allow 38% success. Their three-point field goal shooting percentage is at 40%. Their three-point field goal percentage allowed is at 25%. They're out rebounding teams 40-31. They're committing 15 turnovers per game. They're forcing 18 turnovers per contest. The defenders are led by Carly Gustafson's 18.9 points per game, and Bailey Beckman is sitting at 17.8 points per outing. Gustafson also has taken in 7.2 rebounds per game. Janie Schoenhoven is at 12.2 points per game with 7.7 rebounds. Macy Sievers comes off of the bench to the tune of 9 points per game with 5.1 rebounds and 5.7 assists. And then you've got Hayden Hymanson at 6.7 points per game as well. McKenna Clucker, Eliana Caparis, Macy Nielsen, and Faith Van Holland also in the regular rotation. Van Holland, the fifth starter, at 4.2 points per game. For Northwestern, they are rated number 16 in the nation. They have wins this season over Bethel, Tabor, Dickinson State, Trinity Christian, the College of St. Mary, Doane, Midland, Chadron State, Briar Cliff, and Concordia on the road. The Northwestern Red Raiders are averaging 81 points per game. They give up 57 points per outing. They're shooting 49% from the floor. They're allowing 37% success. Their three-point field goal percentage is 36. Their three-point field goal percentage allowed is 29%. They out-rebound teams 39-31. They commit 14 turnovers a game. They give up 18 turnovers per contest. They are led by Maddie Jones at 15.8 points per game. Molly Shanny is at 15.4 points per contest. Emily Danner comes off of the bench for 12.6 points per game, and Taylor Vandervelde is at 10.4 points, 4.5 rebounds, and she is making 46% of her three-point field goal shots. Most recently, the Dordt defenders beat Midland on Saturday, 84-63. Carly Gustafson had 22 points. Bailey Beckman added 18. Janie Schoenhoven added 8 points and 11 rebounds. Northwestern overcame a 34-28 halftime deficit with a 21-10 advantage in the third quarter on the way to a 72-56 win over Concordia and Seward on Saturday. Maddie Jones scored 22 points with 4 assists. Emily Danner came off the bench to score 17. She also had 9 rebounds in 29 minutes of action. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams, and then we'll get to our next break. We begin with the probable starting lineup for the Northwestern Red Raiders. They will start in all likelihood number 4, Maddie Jones, a 5'6" senior from Twin Lakes, Iowa, averaging 15.8 points per game. Number 5 is Hallie Anderson, a 5'6" sophomore from St. Ansgar, averaging 9.1 points per game. Taylor Vandervelde is a 5'9" senior from Sioux Falls, averaging 10.4 points per game, and she wears number 15. Number 34 is Molly Shanny. She is a 6'1" senior from Emmitsburg, Iowa, averaging 15.4 points per game. I want to double check that grade level for her. Molly Shanny, a junior, so beg your pardon, she is a junior, averaging 15.4 points per game. And Hannah Neerum is a 5'10" senior from Edgerton, Minnesota. She averages 5.2 points per game. The Dordt defenders will counter with this starting lineup. Number 5, Hayden Hymanson, a 5'8" sophomore from Rock Rapids, averaging 6.7 points per game. Number 13 is Bailey Beckman, a 5'5" senior from Panora, Iowa, averaging 17.8 points per contest. Number 30 is Carly Gustafson, a 5'11" senior from Ethan, South Dakota, averaging 18.9 points per game. Number 32 is Faith Van Holland, a 5'8" junior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, averaging 4.2 points per game. And number 35 is Janie Schoenhoven, a 5'10" sophomore from Hospers, Iowa, averaging 11.8 points per game for Coach Bill Harmson and the Dordt Defender women's basketball team. Some of the reserves that you'll hear about for Northwestern, you've got Peyton Backman. Backman is number 10. She is a 5'5" senior from a freshman from Panora, Iowa. She is actually the younger sister of Bailey Backman, who is a starter for the Dordt Defenders. Number 12 is Emily Danner. She's a 5'10 senior from West Side, Iowa, averaging 12.6 points per game. Kylie Foss saw action against Concordia. She's a 5'6 freshman from Brandon, South Dakota. And Marin Niren is number 24. She is a 6-foot sophomore from Edgerton, Minnesota. She is averaging 4.7 points per game. For the Dordt defenders, the reserves, Macy Nielsen is a 5'6 junior from Sioux Falls, averaging 4.4 points per game. Macy Sievers wears number 10. She's a 5'8 freshman from Storm Lake, averaging 9 points per outing. Number 11 is Eliana Caparis, a 5'10 sophomore from Manhattan, Montana, averaging 3 points per game. And number 15 is McKenna Clucker, and she is a 5'7 senior from Chandler, Arizona, averaging 4.5 points per game. So there you have it, the starting lineups for both teams, both Dordt University and Northwestern College. We are just about set for our national anthem here at the DeWitt Gym. So let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back to take, we'll tip things off when we're back in 2 minutes. This is Dordt basketball on KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Back with more in 2 minutes.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Furniture Mart. Find furniture, mattresses, flooring, paint, window treatments at your local Furniture Mart, family owned and located downtown Sioux Center.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
Let's meet the starters for the Red Raiders. At one guard, a 5'6 senior, number 4, Maddie Jones. Also at guard, a 5'6 sophomore, number 5, Haley Anderson. At a guard position, a 5'9 senior, number 15, Taylor Vandervelde. At a forward position,
Welcome back. The Dordt Defenders and Northwestern Red Raiders being introduced at the moment. Other games going on in the GPAC tonight. Front ends of doubleheaders. Mount Marty at Concordia. Morningside at Briar Cliff. Hastings is at Midland. Standalone conference game. College of St. Mary is at Doane in women's play only. A non-conference women's game only. Dakota Wesleyan playing Bellevue. And in a non-conference women's and men's doubleheader, a couple of old North Star Conference rivals, Valley City State and Jamestown, renewing their rivalry. We're just about set, going through the introductions of the starting lineup for the Dordt women's basketball team. Taking a look at the series between these two, the recent history. Teams split their games last season. Dordt trails the series since 2017, 9-2. Northwestern won the February 16 meeting in Orange City, 72-62. Dordt won here in Sioux Center last year on December the 8th, 79-66. In the February contest, Dordt surrendered a 22-8 second quarter to trail 37-31 at halftime. Defenders rallied but couldn't overcome the deficit. Ashton Verbeek scored 28, Bailey Beckman had 11. Jada Cunningham and Taylor Vandervelde completed the double-digit scoring with 14 and 10 each for Northwestern. Glad to have you along with me on this Wednesday evening. 5 games deep into the conference season. It's a 22-game race. And we will play game number 6 here this evening between Dordt and Northwestern. Northwestern clad in their bright red jerseys. White numbers, white letters for the Dordt defenders. White jerseys, yellow numbers trimmed in black. We're set for basketball, and the opening tap is controlled by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. They bring it into the front court. This is Jones. Jones with the basketball. Jones hands it off. Gives it up left-hand side to Shanny. Shanny to Vandervelde. Vandervelde gives it up to Anderson. Anderson dumps it down into the post. Double teamed, and it's turned over. Here come the defenders. Defenders with the basketball, up the floor with it, left-hand side, drop it into the post. Back outside it goes Hymanson. Hymanson thought about the 3, decides against it. Pass goes right side back over to Beckman. Beckman pull-up jumper, left elbow, missed it, no good. Rebound controlled by Gustafson. Gustafson off of the glass, good. Carly Gustafson with a 2-point bucket, and the Dordt defenders lead it 2-0. 2-0 our score, bringing the basketball up Northwestern. Pass goes right side, Shanny. Shanny feeds it right wing, Vandervelde. Vandervelde out front, Neerum. Neerum throws it left wing to Jones. Posting up, now pass goes right side, Neerum on the ball reversal. They're looking inside, they give it to Neerum. Neerum faces up against Schoenhoven, throws it up against the glass, no good. Rebound taken away by the defenders. Dordt with the basketball on the left-hand side. This is Hymanson. Hymanson with it. Hymanson pulls up, casts up a 3, missed it, no good. There for the rebound is Gustafson, hands it off to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven with a 2. Janie Schoenhoven with a 2-point bucket. Here come the Northwestern Red Raiders, trailing 4-0 with the basketball. Vandervelde. Vandervelde gives it up over to Anderson. Anderson leans up, her shot no good. Rebound controlled by Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman up the floor. And Bailey Backman setting the offense, throws it high post. Gustafson out beyond the 3-point line. She had a couple of 3s last weekend against Midland, not part of her game plan normally. Beckman steps in, pulls up, knocks it down. Bailey Beckman with a 2-point bucket. 6-0, Dordt leading. Northwestern with the basketball, and they'll run a set play from the sideline. Coach Kristen Rotert calls a set play from the sideline. Maddie Jones running point for the Raiders. Jones with the basketball, guarded by Hymanson. Pass goes left side, 14 to shoot. Pass out front, Vandervelde. Vandervelde looking down low. They throw it over the top, and coming away with it, shot no good inside. Rebound, Shanny. Shanny off the glass, no good, but a foul on the play called against Janie Schoenhoven, and Molly Shanny will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Schoenhoven whistled for the personal foul. Shanny with the offensive rebound and the putback attempt after she missed on the first try. So 2 free throws on the way. Six to nothing our score. And the Northwestern Red Raiders, not sure what the issue is that we are having. 6:50 left to play in the first quarter. And we have a momentary pause in the action. The Dordt defenders with a 6-0 lead. So 6:30 left to play, and we're having a clock issue, it appears. And they will continue to work through that. Tell you that our pregame shows this season brought to you by the Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer, 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. And it appears that we are set to resume play, hopefully. And a little bit of a pause in the action. Had a few of those this year, both on the road and here at home. So the Dordt defenders shooting free throws, and Northwestern shooting free throws, and Molly Shanny knocks down the first one. She's got another one on the way. Second free throw is up and through as well, so a couple of made free throws for Shanny. She makes it 6-2. 6-2 our score. With it out front is Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven off of the glass, missed it. Shot no good there for the rebound. Van Hollen. Van Hollen tries to give it back to Schoenhoven, and the ball's deflected out. Coming away with it is Vandervelde. Vandervelde gives it up out front to Nerum. Nerum with the basketball, left-hand side to Anderson. Haley Anderson with it. Anderson with it, gives to the post player, and unable to make it is Marin Nerum. She shoots it too strong. And here come the Dordt defenders with the basketball. Hymanson. Hymanson comes over to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven with the basketball. Schoenhoven comes back out front with it. Pull-up jumper. Beckman, no. Decides against it. Van Hollen, three. Yes. Faith Van Hollen with the three-point bucket. It's 9-2. 9-2 our score. And the Dordt defenders on defense now with it out front. This is Shanny. Shanny gives it up. Three on the way. Missed. No good. Rebound tapped out by Vandervelde. And they tip it out of bounds. Last touch by Northwestern. It will be Dordt basketball. So Dordt will get the basketball back. And the Dordt defenders counter now with Macy Sievers checking into the ball game for the first time. Sievers with it across half court. Sievers looking for someone to pass to, has it on the left elbow, picks up her dribble, throws it back over to Van Hollen. Van Hollen with the basketball. Van Hollen comes back out front, gives it up, down low it goes, into the post. On the elbow is Gustafson. Gustafson finishes at the rim, and Carly Gustafson with a two-point bucket makes it 11-2. 11-2 our score. And the Dordt defenders with an 11-2 lead early on in this one. Being told that audio might be a little quiet on the web stream, so we're adjusting that as we go, hoping that's a little bit of an improvement. 5 points now for Gustafson. She makes it 12-2 defenders. Out front with the basketball is Danner. Danner hesitates with it. She passes right side Jones. Jones step back three, tough shot, no good. Rebound cleared by Gustafson. Gustafson with it, and we've got a reach-in foul called on Maddie Jones. Jones whistled for the personal foul. That's foul number 1 on her. So foul called on the play against Maddie Jones. Carly Gustafson will inbound the basketball for the defenders. She gets the ball inbounded to Macy Sievers. Sievers with it out front. Sievers with the basketball on the right-hand side. Throws it back over to Van Hollen. Hit a three earlier. Tries to throw it inside, and it's off of the back of a Raider player. Off of Northwestern, out of bounds. It'll be Dordt basketball, right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Throwing the ball in will be Macy Sievers. Sievers to throw it in, and Sievers gets it into Macy Nielsen. 17 to shoot for the defenders. Nielsen picks it up. She passes off left side, comes back over to Macy Sievers. Sievers out front, 10 to shoot. Tries the backdoor play for Nielsen. Nielsen back over to Beckman. Bailey, three, too strong, no good. Rebound Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven to Macy Sievers, a fresh 20 for the defenders. Skip pass over the top. Macy Nielsen, three, too strong, no good. And the rebound is cleared by Kylie Foss for Northwestern. Northwestern with a couple of points on the board at this point. Foss loses it momentarily, throws it high post, gets it to Shanny. Shanny guarded there by Schoenhoven. Vandervelde against Beckman, throws it into the corner. Nothing there for Foss. Foss looking down low. Pass comes right side Danner. Danner three off the mark, no good, too short. Rebound cleared by Beckman for Dordt. Bailey Beckman up the floor. Beckman stops on the right wing. Beckman gives to Sievers. Sievers throws it back over to Nielsen. Nielsen on the left wing beyond the three-point line. Dribbles to the free throw line. Tries for the bounce pass down low to Schoenhoven. Too many arms and legs to get through. Danner in traffic, puts it up and it's blocked. And now Dordt's going to dig down and get a jump ball. Alternating possession, it'll be Dordt basketball. 12-2, defenders leading by 10. Dordt leading by 10, 12-2. And here comes the defenders with the basketball out front. Driving left hand is Sievers. Sievers finishes at the rim. Macy Sievers with a 2-point bucket. Dordt leads 14-2. Into the front court with the basketball is Foss. Foss throws it high post Shanny. Shanny with it underneath. Nothing there for Foss. Foss comes back over to Neerum. Neerum free throw line jumper, nothing. Foss floats it up. Foss's shot is good. Kylie Foss with a 2-point bucket. She's a reserve player for Northwestern from Brandon, South Dakota. Both these teams heavily influenced by the the Sioux Falls market. With it on the left-hand side, down to the baseline is Backman. Backman cut off, goes to Schoenhoven, 3.5 left. Schoenhoven shot over the defender, unable to get it to finish. It trickles off the rim. Here comes Northwestern. Danner back out front, Neerum with the basketball. Foss calling for a set play. Danner with the basketball back out front beyond the three-point line, guarded there by Macy Nielsen, and Northwestern turns it over. It'll be Dordt basketball. Dordt basketball. So Dordt with the basketball, leading 14-4. On the floor for the defenders, Eliana Caparis, Faith Van Holland, Carly Gustafson, Hayden Hymanson, and Bailey Backman on the floor for the defenders. Out front with the basketball is Hymanson. Hymanson goes to Caparis. Caparis gathers it, gives it to Van Holland, 15 to shoot. Right side pass, Hymanson. Hymanson over the basketball, Gustafson. Gustafson out front. Gustafson gets around the defender, puts it up, and has it blocked away out of bounds. Well, a shot was blocked by Neerum. That's Marin Neerum. I believe that was Marin at least. Number 24, double checking that, or was that Shanny? Inbounding is Van Holland. Van Holland in danger of a 5-second call, gets it in. Caparis, shot no good on the baseline, and the rebound is controlled by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball, it's 14-4. With the basketball out front is Jones. Jones gives it up on the left elbow to Neerum. Neerum backing in against Gustafson, shot no good. And the rebound is cleared by Carly Gustafson. Gustafson gets it away to Hymanson. Hymanson with the basketball on the right wing. Hymanson calling for a set play. Hymanson has the dribble on the right-hand side all the way down to the block. Back over to Beckman. Beckman, pull-up jumper from 12, good. Bailey Beckman with 4. Dordt leads 16-4. So a 12-point advantage for the defenders. 1:54 remaining here in the first half. One left to go in the first quarter, I should say. Jones with it at the free throw line. Right side, Neerum. Neerum backing her way in against Caparis, and she airballs the shot from the short baseline corner. She was just outside the lane, tried for a shot over the right hand and left shoulder. Driving in with the right side is Hymanson. Hymanson goes back over to Backman. Backman with the basketball. Backman pull-up jumper, rattles it, no good. Rebound cleared by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. The Raiders have it. Northwestern with the basketball. And with the ball, now bringing it up is Dordt after the steal. Comes back right side over to Van Holland. Van Holland with it. Van Holland goes back over to Backman. Backman with the basketball. Backman, they throw it down low. Nothing there. Comes back outside. This is Hymanson. Hymanson. Gustafson. Gustafson hesitates. She's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Carly Gustafson fouled in the act of shooting. She'll shoot 2 free throws. And the Dordt defenders have a 12-point lead. Carly Gustafson will go to the free throw line with under a minute to go in the first quarter. Going to the free throw line will be Carly Gustafson. So Gustafson to shoot 2. Gustafson will shoot a pair. The senior from Ethan, South Dakota. First one is up and down. Gustafson, a 75% free throw shooter. She's got another one on the way. Dordt extending the lead to a baker's dozen. Second free throw, rattles around and falls through. Gustafson now with 7. Dordt leading 18-4. 18-4 our score. The Dordt defenders with a 14-point lead. And here comes Northwestern. Maddie Jones has it. Jones on the right-hand side. Jones with it in between the circles, goes left side Vandervelde. Vandervelde gives it up to Danner. They throw it down low and the ball is tipped, and it's last touched by Northwestern, and they'll come in. The official, I believe that's Nicole Wagner, will come in and say no, a Dordt player tipped it, and from my vantage point looked like she got the call right. Throwing the ball in will be the Raiders. Ball is inbounded. Out front with it is Anderson. Anderson to Danner. Danner 5 to shoot. Danner, nothing there. Bounce pass down low, and they got bailed out on a foul call. Dordt had the shot clock winding down, but Northwestern able to draw a foul, and they'll go to the free throw line. No free throws yet, and a fresh 20 to work with. 23 seconds on the game clock. And foul called on Sievers. That is number 1 on Macy Sievers. Throw it right side. They dump it down low. Shanny. Shanny shot in the lane, no good, but a foul on the play. Who's it going to go against? I believe McKenna Klecker has just drawn the foul. So McKenna Klecker takes foul number 1. That is team foul number 3 against the defenders. And Janie Schoenhoven was in the vicinity as well, so nothing against McKenna, but Janie already with one. You'd rather have McKenna take that one, and she does. Another free throw on the way. This one's up and good. So Molly Shanny makes both free throws, and Northwestern trails 18-6. Dordt can hold for the final shot of the period. Macy Sievers with the basketball out front, goes to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven with it on the right-hand side. Comes back out to Beckman. Beckman pull up from 15, missed it, no good. And fight for the rebound, and the buzzer sounds, and that's the end of 1 quarter of play. Our score, Dordt 18, Northwestern 6. Back with more right after this 1-minute timeout.
Practice, games, extra laundry. Fall sports season is here.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today, serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
To 6, Dordt with the lead. So the defenders with the early advantage in this one so far. Dordt up by a dozen. Defenders led so far by Carly Gustafson with 7, Bailey Beckman with 4, Faith Van Holland with 3, and Janie Schoenhoven has a pair. Molly Shanny with 4 for Northwestern, and 2 for Kylie Foss. Northwestern will inbound the basketball, and throwing it in is Hannah Neerum. Neerum gets the ball inbounded to Jones. Jones has the basketball. With it out front, Northwestern. Raiders dump it into the post, and a travel violation called against Molly Shanny, and it will be Dordt basketball after the turnover. So Northwestern fails to capitalize on the first possession of the second quarter. They get it inside Gustafson. Gustafson shows it, tries for the crossover, now passes it over, and we've got a travel violation called on Gustafson. And they're going to give Northwestern the basketball. And Coach Bill Harmson is asking for an explanation. Northwestern with it, left-hand side, Neerum. Neerum with the basketball. This is Hannah Neerum with it. Neerum goes right side back over to Anderson. Anderson dumps it into Shanny. Shanny against Gustafson. She puts it up. Shot no good. Rebound cleared by Van Hollen. Van Hollen gives it up. Across the timeline is Sievers. Sievers, short corner, Schoenhoven. The cut to Gustafson. Gustafson unable to finish inside, and here comes Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. Vandervelde. Vandervelde all the way down to the block. Vandervelde gives it up. Neerum. Neerum free throw line jumper, right elbow, good. Hannah Neerum with the 2-point bucket. Dordt leads 18-8. 18-8 our score. Sievers down to the baseline. Reversal. Comes back over to Beckman. Beckman on the left wing. Beckman with the basketball. Bailey driving in with the right hand, trying to finish, and she's fouled on the play by Taylor Vandervelde. Vandervelde whistled for foul number 1, and I have that as team foul number 4 against Northwestern, I believe. Not that it matters. You change at, reset at the quarters. Neerum and Shanny each with 1 as well. Beckman to the free throw line. She's a pretty good free throw shooter, 77% this season. She's one of 2 1,000-point club members on this Dordt University team. Second free throw by Beckman is up and good. Beckman with 6, and the defenders lead at 20-8. 20-8 defenders. 8:35 left to play here in the first half. They go high post to Danner. Danner guarded there by Gustafson. Dribbles into the double team. Throws it over to Jones. Jones to Danner. Danner on the left elbow. Danner comes back over to Jones. Jones puts it up off the glass. Good. Maddie Jones with a 2-point bucket. And the Dordt lead is 20-10. Sievers with the basketball up the floor quickly. She loops it over to Schoenhoven at the top of the key. Schoenhoven goes right side to Van Hollen. Van Hollen all the way to the hoop. Plays it up with the left hand. Good. Faith Van Hollen with 5, and the defender lead is 22-10. Danner with the basketball, right-hand side, Jones. Jones gives it up to Neerum. Neerum guarded by Schoenhoven. Neerum back outside. Throws it to Anderson. Anderson with the basketball. Anderson puts it up with the left hand. Too strong, no good. And the rebound is cleared by the defenders. Coming back with the basketball is Sievers. Sievers looking for the dump down low. Instead drives in, and she puts it up and is fouled. Foul's going to go against Danner. Emily Danner whistled for foul number 1. Macy Sievers to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Sievers, the freshman from Storm Lake, prepped at Newell Fonda High School. And Sievers, averaging 9 points per game, goes to the free throw line. First one is up and good. Another one on the way. Sievers with 3. And the defender lead is 23-10. 23-10 our score. Second free throw up and good as well. So Macy Sievers with 4 points. And the defender lead is 24-10. 24-10 our score. Dordt by 14. Northwestern with the basketball, bringing it up. And Northwestern has it out front. They pass right side. Throw it down low. Shot off of the window. Too strong, no good. Another rebound for Gustafson. Gustafson with the rebound. She hands it off to Hymanson. Dordt with a 14-point advantage, 24-10. Looking for the pass down low, instead getting a screen out front. Hymanson throws it over to Klecker. Klecker with it at the top of the key, hesitating. Bounce pass into Gustafson. Gustafson with the left hand. Hook shot, rolls around and falls through. Harley Gustafson with 9 points, and the defender lead is 26-10. 26-10 our score. Timeout on the floor charged to the Northwestern Red Raiders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
Dordt leading by 16, 26-10. And the defenders will await Northwestern bringing the ball up. Emily Danner to throw it up. Throws it into the backcourt to Maddie Jones, and we are underway with play now. 6:52 left to play in the half. Northwestern with the basketball. Jones passes right side Vandervelde. Back to Jones. They throw it away, intended for Anderson. It's Dordt basketball. So Dordt with the basketball. The defenders will bring it up. Jeannie Schoenhoven will throw the ball in to Hayden Hymanson. Hymanson will take it up the floor. Hymanson with it on the right-hand side. Hymanson gets it away. Backman with it on the right wing. Backman pulls up, free throw line. Nothing there, back to Hymanson. Hymanson looking for Schoenhoven. Instead, cross-court pass Nielsen. Nielsen at the top of the key. Nielsen left side Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven back to Nielsen. Nielsen with it, stops. Schoenhoven, 17-footer, whispers it through. Jeannie Schoenhoven drops it in from 17, and the defenders lead 28-10. Northwestern basketball, 6:05 remaining. Nerum with the basketball. That's left to go in the half. Right-hand side, Jones. Jones with the basketball. Jones driving in. Schoenhoven holds her ground. Ball is tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Northwestern. It'll be Dordt basketball. So Dordt has done the job on defense thus far in this one. Now that can all change quickly. Been around long enough to know that. But right now the defender defense really giving Northwestern fits. Northwestern at this point 3 of 17 from the floor for 18% success. So we have pause in the action. Looks like Taylor Vandervelde, 1,000-point scorer for Northwestern right now, dabbing at her eye. Not sure if there was blood there or if there was a contact issue. Dordt with a 28-10 lead with the basketball right-hand side. They go to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven fakes the handoff, drives, right side, puts it up, drew some contact, no call made. Here comes Northwestern. Back the other way, Danner. Danner puts it up under pressure, shot no good. And the rebound, Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven, Hymanson. Hymanson up the floor, Klecker. Klecker to Nielsen. Nielsen with the basketball, right back to Backman. Backman gets a step, puts it up. Got hit on the arm, no call made. Here comes Dordt. Nielsen gets it back, 17-footer, and the shot was no good. Rebound cleared by Northwestern. Dordt leading 28-10 with it on the left elbow. Pass goes left side, Nerum. Dump it down into the post with the basketball is Shanny. Shanny throws it back out front to Anderson. Anderson with the basketball. Anderson with it straight on, and Anderson with a 2-point bucket with the left hand. Dordt leading 28-12. Hymanson with the basketball. Hymanson with it out front, splits the defense, back to Schoenhoven, 17-footer, off the mark, no good, short. Rebound cleared by Northwestern. Northwestern with a chance to cut into the lead here. Dordt's led by as many as 18. It's 16 right now. With it on the right-hand side, this is Shanny working against Schoenhoven, and she gets inside Schoenhoven with a spin, and Molly Shanny with the 2-point basket, and it's 28-14. 28-14, Dordt leading by 14. The defenders will use a timeout. Timeout on the floor, charged to the defenders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 60 seconds.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Here we live between big city and small town, but we don't do anything halfway. We play in a community that's safe for families while providing our kids big city opportunities. We work in a place proud of its rural history that's already writing its future in science and technology. This is a place where we love our neighbors and where a small town is more like a big family. Sioux Center. Live life in the
Northwestern with the basketball after the timeout, and we have a foul called underneath. And so the foul charge to the Dordt defenders, and Northwestern with an opportunity to right the ship here and try to get things squared away before halftime, try to cut into the lead at least. And they've got plenty of time. There's still 4 minutes left to go in the first half. First free throw is up and through for Peyton Beckman. Beckman, a 67% free throw shooter, makes the first one, makes the second, and the Dordt lead is 28-16. 28-16 our score. Dordt with a dozen-point advantage. And now the defenders will inbound the basketball. Faith Van Hollen gets the ball into Macy Sievers. Sievers with the basketball on the left-hand side. Sievers with it, picks up her dribble. Dordt by a dozen, 6 unanswered by Northwestern. Gustafson down to the baseline, trapped momentarily, now gets it away out front. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman driving in and lost it on the double team. Gustafson back over to Sievers, 6 to shoot, 5. Klecker in the corner, Gustafson puts it up, and she's going to be called for traveling. So a travel violation, and the Northwestern Red Raiders get the basketball back. So Northwestern will have the basketball. With it on the left-hand side, they pass it off to Marin Neerum. Neerum throws it into the block, and off the block is Shaney. Shaney with another 2. She's got 8. And the Dordt lead is 28-18. 28-18 our score. Dordt needs a basket. Stop the bleeding. Klecker's going to pull the trigger. Maybe a quick 3 that time. And here comes Northwestern. Northwestern trailing by 10. Jones fires it up. Awkward shot. No good. Rebound Gustafson. Gustafson to Nielsen. Nielsen with the basketball. Macy Nielsen with it on the right-hand side. Crosses over. Nothing there. Beckman with the basketball. Dort's gone dry here from the field. Got to get a shot. Haven't gotten great shots either. 15 seconds left to shoot. 2:39 left on the game clock. Underneath Gustafson. Gustafson off the glass, good. Carly Gustafson with a 2-point bucket. She's got 11. Dordt reestablishes a 12-point lead at 30-18. Three-pointer Danner, no good. Rebound controlled. And now reach-in foul called on Carly Gustafson, and that's Carly's first. Team foul number 2 on the defenders in this quarter. So neither team close to the bonus at this point. And the defenders will inbound the basketball. I beg your pardon, the Raiders will inbound the basketball. Right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Jones to throw it in. And that was foul number 2 on Gustafson. So Gustafson does pick up her second. I was 1 behind. Pass comes in, nothing there. Working her way in is Shaney. Shaney double teamed, and she travels with it. Turnover back to the defenders, so you get a travel violation on one end against against Dordt. Northwestern got it. Now a travel violation called against Northwestern. Dordt gets it back, leading by a dozen, but they've got their leading scorer on the bench with 2 fouls and 2:07 left to play in the half. With it out front, Beckman throws it back for Schoenhoven on the right wing. Schoenhoven driving in, spins, nothing there, double teamed, and now jump ball called, alternating possession. It should be Dordt basketball. So Dordt will throw the basketball in, right side of the lane as we face the hoop. 1:55 remaining. First half of play, Dordt 30. Northwestern 18. Ball's thrown in. Van Holland with it. Van Holland gets it out front to Sievers. 7 to shoot. Back to Beckman. 5 to shoot. Beckman pulls up at the free throw line. Hesitates. Fading away. Her shot off the rim. No good. And the rebound taken away by Danner. Danner with the basketball. Danner goes left side. Baseline jumper. Missed. No good. And the rebound controlled by the defenders. Van Holland. Van Holland to Caparis. Caparis too strong. No good. Rebound Van Holland. Van Holland with it. Van Holland gets it away. Sievers off the mark. No good. And a foul called on the rebound against Eliana Caparis. Caparis called for the personal. That's foul number 1 on her. Team foul number 3. She could afford to go after it aggressively with just one personal foul, with no fouls, and a foul to give. They still have a foul to give in terms of the bonus. Bringing the basketball up will be Maddie Jones. Jones with it. Jones setting the offense. Dordt leading by a dozen. Jones looking down low. And Jones passes right side to Shaney. Ball's deflected out now by Beckman as they try the cross-court pass for Vandervelde. 1:02 remaining in the half. 9 seconds on the shot clock. A fast-moving first half of basketball. Not many free throws shot, not a ton of turnovers. Pretty cleanly played. Throwing the ball in will be Taylor Vandervelde. Vandervelde throws over the top to Shaney. Shaney, 2-point bucket, good. That was a little too easy. She's got 10, averaging 15.4 points per game, and the Dordt lead is 10 again at 30-20. Love to take a double-digit lead into the locker room if you're Dordt. Beckman to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven, right side Sievers. Sievers with it, driving, nothing there. Back to Van Holland. Van Holland hesitates, puts it up with the left hand, shot no good. Rebound taken away by Danner. Danner with the ball. Danner up the floor, chance for Northwestern to cut the lead down to 7. Vandervelde does. 3-pointer by Vandervelde. And the Dordt lead is 30-23. Dordt can hold for the final shot. Well, since it was 28-10, Northwestern has outscored Dordt 13-2. With the basketball out front, Sievers goes high post. Schoenhoven squares up, 8 to shoot. Back to Sievers. Sievers underneath. Her 2-point bucket is good. Macy Sievers with 6, and Northwestern will dribble out the clock, and that's the end of the first half. Our score, Dordt 32, Northwestern 23. 32-23, your score at the break. You're listening to KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a recap of the first half of play right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And today's broadcast sponsored by Point Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery.
Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
You're listening to KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Glad to have you along with me on this Wednesday evening. The Dordt Defenders with a 9-point lead at halftime, 32-23. And we can go ahead and run the highlights if you would like, as I talk about the recap of the first half of action. The Dordt defenders got out to a fast 6-0 lead. Some of that with a pull-up jumper by Bailey Beckman. Beckman ends with 6 points in the first half of play. The defenders would build the lead to 14-2. They were up by 12 early on. Faith Van Hollen got into the act with a three-pointer from the left wing as well. That was the only three the defenders converted. Hannah Neerum with a 2-point field goal. And the defenders managing to hang on to a 32-23 lead after they were up 28-10. I did not note what time was left in the first half at that juncture, but from that point forward, Northwestern outscored Dordt 13-4, and it brought it back to a manageable 32-23 difference at the break. Dordt was up 30-20 when Northwestern's Taylor Vandervelde hit a three to make it 30-23, and then Macy Sievers with a layup to make it 32-23 at the end of the first half of action. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of the numbers in the first half of play right after this 2-minute timeout. (32-23), the defenders with a 9-point lead at halftime. Here are your numbers through the first half of play. Northwestern 8 of 26 from the floor. That comes out to a total of 31%. 7 of 15, though, in the second quarter. That was much better than their 1 of 11 performance in the first quarter of play. So 31% for the game so far for the defenders. 7 of 17 in the first quarter, 5 of 15 in the second quarter. 38% thus far, including just 1 of 6 on three-pointers for 17%. Dordt is 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Northwestern is 6 for 6. Rebounds, Dordt has a 23-15 rebounding edge. Turnovers, Northwestern has committed 6. The Dordt defenders have committed 5. Northwestern is led by Molly Shaney with 10 points. She's 3 of 5 from the floor, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 3 points for Taylor Vandervelde, 2 for Maddie Jones and Haley Anderson, 2 for Hannah Neerum, 2 for Peyton Beckman, and 2 for Kylie Foss for their total of 23 points. for the Dordt defenders. 11 points for Carly Gustafson, 6 each for Macy Sievers and Bailey Beckman, 5 for Faith Van Holland, 4 for Janie Schoenhoven for their total of 32 points. Carly Gustafson with a game-high 7 rebounds thus far. Faith Van Holland and Janie Schoenhoven with 4 rebounds apiece. For Northwestern, Emily Danner had 5 rebounds. And taking a look at the assists, Dordt with 4 players with 1 assist each. For Northwestern, they have 3 different players with, well, they have 2 assists from Vandervelde and 1 for Emily Danner. 32-23 our score at the break. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with a look at what else is happening in the conference. Right after this, you are listening to KIHK and watching the Dordt Media Network.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Two weeks ago, police got a report of a missing person. A week ago, another body turned up. And then just 4 days ago, the third body showed up.
How has the town reacted?
Oh, we're terrified.
But if it really was the killer that sent you this...
I know it seems sketchy, but...
Liz, you'll get yourself killed out there.
Mount Marty in women's play 44-17. Briar Cliff leads Morningside 41-17. A couple lopsided affairs in Seward and Sioux City. Exact opposite in Fremont, where Hastings and Midland are deadlocked at 29 apiece. College of St. Mary and Doane are just underway, I believe. That's a 7 o'clock start. No, they got started at 6, beg your pardon. And the Doane Tigers a lead of 41-27 over the College of St. Mary at halftime. Non-conference play, Dakota Wesleyan 42-25 over Bellevue, and Jamestown leading Valley City State currently 28-24. Dordt leading this one 32-23 over the Northwestern Red Raiders in Great Plains Athletic Conference action here at the DeWitt Gym. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of the second half. Right after this, you're listening to Dordt Basketball on the Dordt Media Network and KIHK.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
Hi, I'm Derek Coops. I'm a senior here. I'm from Sioux Center, Iowa, and I love working at the Dordt Media Network because it's a lot of fun working with everyone and watching all the sports games. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
Hi, I'm Nathan Sleiman. I'm from Singapore, and one thing I love about the Dordt Media Network is that it is always a good time on the job. Shout out to my mom, my dad, my fiance, who's probably watching this. Thank you for watching the Dordt Media Network.
Hi, I'm Glory Wrights from Neosho, Missouri. I love working for Dordt Media Network because I get to work with an awesome crew of people and spend the weekends learning to push myself in camera work and directing. Thank you for watching the Dordt Media Network.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym, where the Dordt defenders lead Northwestern at halftime. 32-23. Looked like the defenders were going to take a double-digit lead into the intermission, and then back came Northwestern. Some stingy defense, and limiting Dordt to around 32% shooting in the second quarter. When it was all said and done, Dordt with a 38% first half shooting, while Northwestern was limited to 31% shooting. So we're at halftime, and the Dordt defenders huddle up around Coach Bill Harmson, and they're looking for a start like they had to the game, where they jumped out. Pretty stout defense, and were able to extend the lead early. For Northwestern, they'd like the last 5 minutes over of the first half. Replicate that, and they're right back in this ball game. Well, they're back in it actually right now. 9-point difference, not that much in all honesty. And the Raiders will have the ball to start the second half. And throwing the ball in will be Anderson, a sophomore from St. Ansgar. With it on the right-hand side is Jones. Jones, senior point guard, comes back out front, gets it away to Anderson. Anderson leans up, her shot no good. Rebound cleared by Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven able to hand it off to Hymanson. Hymanson into the front court. Hymanson directing traffic, looking for a ball screen from Gustafson. Gustafson playing with 2 personal fouls. Let's see how long she can go without picking up her third. Right side is Beckman. Beckman hesitates. Beckman on the left elbow. Beckman comes back over to Van Hollen. 7 to shoot. Goes back to Beckman. Ball fake. Steps inside the three-point ring. Shot no good. And a foul called on the rebound. That's going to go on Faith Van Hollen. So Van Hollen whistled for the foul on the rebound. And for Faith, that is foul number 1. So both teams come up empty on their first possessions. Northwestern coming back the other way with the basketball. Jones. Jones throws it right side Neerum. Neerum gives it up. Anderson. Anderson with the basketball into the post. Jones. Jones was in the paint momentarily where they're back to the basket. Vandervelde comes back over to Anderson. Anderson with the left hand, lost it. 8 to shoot. Now picks it up. Back to Neerum. Neerum back to Anderson. Anderson wants a screen. Anderson in trouble, and that's going to be a shot clock violation on Northwestern. Shot clock violation. They did not recognize that the clock was winding down. Actually, they did. They just couldn't do much about it, as Dordt defended pretty well on the ball screen out front. Well, the basketball is Hymanson. Hymanson getting a screen back over to Beckman. Like to get Bailey going. Hasn't really gotten on a roll yet. Gustafson in traffic with the right hand. Hook shot good. Carly Gustafson with 13, and the defender lead is 34-23. Northwestern basketball, Jones. Jones feeds it Shaney. Shaney throws it right side to Anderson on the wing. Back out front it goes Nierum. Nierum to Vandervelde. Vandervelde puts it on the deck one time, now maintaining her dribble. Still passes right side to Jones. Jones at the top of the key. Jones dribbling in, scoops it up with the left hand, gets it to go, and she is fouled. So Jones will go to the free throw line for the three-point play opportunity, an 82% free thrower. And the Dordt defenders, that foul is going to be charged to the defenders and Faith Van Holland. 32 rather than 35. So 2 fouls on Van Holland now. And Jones makes the free throw. Jones with 5. And the defender lead is 34-26. The lead has been as few as 7. It's been as many as 18 for the defenders. They have not trailed. Gustafson left side, Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Bailey with it out front. 7:40 left to go in the quarter. Gustafson shows it. She's down on the block, and she is fouled on the play. Push called against Nierum. And Hannah Nierum is whistled for foul number 2. So Dordt will throw the ball in left side of the lane as we face the hoop. Checking into the ball game will be Macy Sievers. Van Holland will check out. So Van Holland checks out of the ball game with 2 fouls. Pass comes into Hymanson. Hymanson on the wing, now Sievers. Sievers will run the point. 7.5 left to play in the quarter. Dordt with the basketball. Sievers, bounce pass out front, Gustafson. Gustafson with it, 9 to shoot, Hymanson. Hymanson driving in, and it's poked away by Northwestern, and Northwestern promptly throws it away. Haley Anderson got in trouble and tried to throw it to a teammate on the baseline. And there was a change of possession, so they will give Dordt a fresh 30 to work with. Dordt throwing it in right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Schoenhoven bounces it into Gustafson. Gustafson against Shaney. Back out front, Sievers. Sievers with the basketball. Sievers, Beckman. Beckman, 3-ball. Got it. Bailey Beckman with a 3-point basket. She's got 9. It's 37-26. Northwestern with the basketball. Pass goes left-hand side. And a foul called on Schoenhoven trying to beat Hannah Nierum to the spot. And Janey's just picked up foul number 2. So Dordt's going to have to navigate some slight foul trouble. I guess second half, you wouldn't call it foul trouble yet. Northwestern with 1 player with 2. Dordt's got a few being 3. With it out front is Vandervelde. Vandervelde, senior, 5th-year player actually from Sioux Falls. Ball deflected out by Sievers. It will be Northwestern basketball in the corner. So Sievers to throw it in. I beg your pardon, to defend. Ball's inbounded by Nierum. Nierum looking, throws into Jones. Jones with the basketball. Jones step back triple on the way, answering no. It's high off the back iron, and a foul called on the rebound as Gustafson goes up after it, and it's going to go on Shaney. Shaney whistled for the personal foul. That's foul number 2 on her. Slowly on, the fouls beginning to mount for both teams, but until you get 3 in the second half, you don't really worry a whole lot. With it into the front court is Sievers. Macy Sievers setting the offense. Pass goes left side, Gustafson. Gustafson with the basketball. Gustafson right side, Hymanson on the wing. Dribbles on the 3-point circle, nothing there. Now Schoenhoven, 10 to shoot. Hymanson sets up a long triple, no good. Rebound taken down by Gustafson. Gustafson off of the glass, good. Carly Gustafson wills her way to that offensive rebound, then puts it up, manages to stay on her feet, and the defender lead is a baker's dozen. Vandervelde underneath, and Vandervelde is going to be called for traveling. It's Dordt basketball. Dordt will inbound the basketball. This will be Janie Schoenhoven triggering it. Well, it'll be interesting to talk to Coach Bill Harmson after the ball game, assuming he'll be able to make it up afterwards. I want to know about this Northwestern defense and what it was, or what it is that is giving Dordt such issues, especially after the first 7 minutes or so. Sievers gets around her defender, gets it over to Klecker. 3-ball, yes. McKenna Clucker with the 3. There you go. And the Dordt defenders lead 42-26. Sometimes it comes down to just simply making shots, too. Pass goes left side. Shaney gives it off to Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman gets the return pass, guarded there by Macy Sievers. Comes back right side. This is Anderson. Anderson with it. Anderson, tough shot. Short arms it, no good. Rebound Schoenhoven. Here comes Dordt on the fly. Sievers, the trailer Nielsen. Nielsen, nothing there. The trailer Sconey. Sconey, shot good. Janie Schoenhoven, 6 points. Yes, Janie got free in the middle of the lane. Dordt leading 44-26. With it on the left-hand side, they go to Danner on the right wing. Danner with the basketball. Danner gives it up left side. Nothing there right now for Marin Neerum. Now they go back. And McKenna Clucker is going to get called for a one underneath. That's going to go against her. Emily Danner will go to the free throw line. Danner is a 78% free throw shooter. Danner's the wild card. She's that rangy 5'10" senior from West Side, Iowa. She's been held scoreless thus far with a 12.6 points per game average coming into the game. She'll shoot free throws when we resume play. We've got a timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Some people say life is just a series of events, a long line of happy accidents, just falling into place. But we see it a little differently here at Dordt. We work hard to bring out the best in you. We push you to strive for the bright future God has planned for you. Now is the time to bring your passion to life here at Dordt. Be part of something special.
Hi, I'm Quentin Olson. I'm from Homeland, Wisconsin, and my favorite thing about the Dordt Media Network is that all the productions are student-ran. With little guidance, we get to do everything you see on the screen by ourselves. I'd like to shout out my friends and family back home. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
My name is Sean Solano. I'm a junior here at Dordt, and I'm from Managua, Nicaragua. I love working for the Dordt Media Network because the people I get to work with, learning the amazing camera operating system, and being able to watch all the games, especially a great way to spend my Fridays and Saturdays. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
6 advantage. 18-point lead, matching their biggest lead of the ball game with 4:51 left to go in the third quarter. And Emily Danner will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Now Danner, as I was saying when we went to break, she's the wild card. She comes off of the bench, averaging 12.6 points per game. Thus far, she is scoreless, and she makes both free throws, so she's in the book. 44-28. She's going to check out of the ball game. Taylor Vandervelde is back in. Vandervelde has over 1,000 career points. As I said, she's taking advantage of the 5th season opportunity. Sievers caught in the corner, gets it away to Beckman. Beckman with the basketball, 17-footer, too strong, no good. And the rebound is taken away by Vandervelde. Vandervelde with the basketball. Dordt with a 16-point lead. Here comes Northwestern, though. They throw it left side. This is Jones. Jones, the reigning GPAC player of the week, puts it up in traffic, and who are they going to give the foul to? Waiting to see, and they're going to go with number 10, Macy Sievers. Sievers called for her second. So Vandervelde, she just went over 1,000 points recently for Northwestern. And a couple of free throws coming here for Maddie Jones, averaging 15.8 points per game. First one is up and through. She's got 4 points in the second half, 6 points for the ball game, and trying to cut the lead down to 14. Second free throw on the way. This one's up, and that one spins through as well. It's 44-30. Dordt by 14. 4:18 remaining in the third quarter. Love to say in the game, but it's left in the third quarter yet. Pass comes backdoor. Beckman layup good. Bailey Beckman with a 2-point bucket. 46-30. Sievers on the assist. Vandervelde comes back over to Jones. Jones with the basketball. Jones passes right side. Anderson hesitates. Backdoor cut. Vandervelde, she's blocked on the play by Klecker. Klecker snuffs it at the release. And here come the defenders, and Macy Sievers hesitates, drives baseline, and she's going to be called for stepping on the sideline. Is it a step on the sideline or a foul? They're going to call a foul on Maddie Jones. Jones, a senior from Twin Lakes, Iowa, prepped at South Central Calhoun. Curious if she and Sievers crossed paths when Sievers was at Newell Fonda. Would have been briefly, just the senior and freshman years respectively in high school. Beckman, turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. And Bailey Beckman, an uncharacteristic field goal shooting night tonight. She's usually in the 40% success. I think she's going to be a little below that if I check it right now. And we've got a foul on the play called on McKenna Klecker. McKenna Klecker whistled for the personal. And that's number 3 on McKenna. And free throws on the way for Marin Neerum. Marin Neerum, a 75% free throw shooter. The Dordt defenders so far, Bailey Beckman, 4 of 13. So Marin Neerum, 9 of 12 this season, will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. And Faith Van Holland will check into the game. So Van Holland will check in. First free throw on the way for Marin Neerum is up and good. Neerum now with her first point. She is the 9th player to score for Northwestern this evening. A second free throw on the way. And this one's up and good as well. 46-32, defenders leading. Neither team has missed a free throw up to this point. A combined 21 of 21. Shot by Sievers on the other end, short. Rebound Northwestern. Jones hesitates, drives in. Floater is good. Maddie Jones with 7 second half points. And the defender lead is a dozen, 46-34. Schoenhoven with the basketball. Right hand side goes to Hymanson. And Hymanson is whistled for the personal. We've got a foul called against the defenders and Janie Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven whistled for foul number 3. They're going to leave her in for the time being. 12:45 left to go in the game. Dordt by 12. And inbounding will be Marin Neerum. Neerum whistled for the personal, will bring it into the front court. She hit a couple of free throws moments ago. Now a backdoor cut and a reverse lay-in for Danner. Danner with 4. And Dordt leads 46-36. Hymanson with the basketball, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Sievers with it on the wing. Sievers goes high post, Gustafson. Gustafson with the basketball, ball at her chest, gives it up to Sievers. Macy looking inside. Schoenhoven, 17-footer, rattles, no good. And the rebound is cleared by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. Long pass into the front court, Danner. Danner driving in, her shot too strong, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Sievers. Dordt with a chance to build on the 10-point lead. Comes back right side, Beckman. Beckman tries to split the defense. Her jumper is short, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Northwestern. Northwestern with the ball, left side, Jones. Jones with it, Dordt leading by 10. Northwestern with the basketball. Jones at the top of the key. She looks inside. This is Anderson. Anderson might have traveled with it. No call made. Neerum drives in with the right hand. Layup good. Marin Neerum with a 2-point bucket, and it's back to an 8-point ball game. 46-38, and Dordt wants a timeout. Dordt wants a timeout with 1:22 left in the quarter. Dordt basketball. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
.122 left in the third quarter. And the defenders will throw it into Macy Sievers. Both teams pretty familiar with each other. That is shown in the defensive efforts thus far. With the basketball, Gustafson at the free throw line. They look down low now for Gustafson. Gustafson off the glass, good. Carly Gustafson with 17. And the defender lead is 48-38. Now you want to stop if you're Dordt. Get the ball back and score at the end of the period. Pass over the top. Jones driving in. Jones layup, no good. But she's fouled on the play. Hayden Hymanson's going to be rung up for the personal. And for Hayden, that's number 1. Free throws on the way for Jones. Jones 3 for 3 so far this evening. And she's shooting 2 free throws. So Jones with 2 free throws on the way. First one is up and rolls around and falls through. Thought it was going to bubble out. It did not. Another one on the way. Trying to make it an 8-point ball game is Jones, the senior point guard, and that one is off the mark, no good. That's the first miss at the free throw line for either team in 23 tries. Northwestern has gotten to the free throw line 14 of 15. Dordt is 7 of 7. So the first time a miss in 22 tries. I misspoke, beg your pardon. Beckman goes left side, Van Hollen. Back to Beckman. Beckman with it in the corner, 10 to shoot. Beckman back to the top of the key. Beckman pull up, 17-footer, can't get it to go. It's short. And the rebound is taken away by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. Shot clock is off. Big possession here for Northwestern. Trying to close the period with a bucket. It'll be Dordt basketball to start the second half if the possession arrow holds. Backdoor cut, and they threw it away. It's Dordt ball, and now Dordt has it with 9.2 seconds left and the length of the floor in front of them. Sievers and Klecker will check in. Van Holland and Gustafson will check out, so Dordt with now an opportunity to take a shot to end the period and get the ball back to start the fourth quarter if they can stay away from a held ball. Into the front court is Sievers, all the way to the hoop, drops it off Hymanson, layup good. Hayden Hymanson on the receiving end of that assist, and the Dordt defenders extend the lead to 11. Macy Sievers makes it look pretty easy that time, dribbling through the token pressure, and we've got Dordt with an 11-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter of play. 50-39, Dordt by 11. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. Well, the Dordt defenders close the quarter with a drive by Macy Nielsen, who drops it off for Hayden Hymanson. Hayden all by herself lays it up and down. Hymanson with her first basket tonight. Offense has been hard to come by for both teams. Dordt leading 50-39 in that third quarter of play. Northwestern limited to, I'm trying to take a look, 8 of 17, so they shot it okay. Dordt, I beg your pardon, Northwestern 4 of 8 in the third quarter. They got to the free throw line 9 times, though, in that period and took advantage for 8 points. Gustafson, spin move into the lane, off the glass, good. Harley Gustafson with 19, and the defenders lead at 52-39. Left side with it is Neerum. Marin Neerum looking for the give. Schoenhoven hounding her. They get it underneath to Jones. Jones scoops it up, good. Maddie Jones with a 2-point bucket. Dordt leads 52-41. An 11-point lead again for the defenders. Couple jump shots, I feel, probably ends this one, or puts Dordt in a very good position, but in the meantime, got to find their shooting touch. Hymanson gets a ball screen, drops it for Sievers on the left wing. Sievers with the basketball, 9 to shoot, now 8. Sievers, 5 to shoot, and we've got a reach-in foul called on Maddie Jones. Jones got a little handsy on the perimeter, tried to take a poke at it, and gets whistled for a personal foul. Hymanson will throw the ball in on the left sideline in front of the Dordt student body. Nice crowd on hand for tonight's contest. And with the basketball is Macy Sievers. Sievers with it on the wing. Sievers using upper dribble. Dordt with a fresh 20 to work with on the foul. Schoenhoven trying to set up for the offensive play. Instead goes over to Beckman. Beckman step back triple on the way. Get in there. No good. Rebound deflected, and now we've got a foul called on the rebound against the Dordt defenders, and that's going to go on Hayden Hymanson. That's number 2 on her. Our officials tonight, Josh Mara, Nicole Wagoner, Peyton Everett. After that foul call on the perimeter, came on the rebound, and we've got a hold called on Hymanson. And that's number 3 on Hayden, so she picks up 2 in about 5 seconds. And that one, yeah, the old frustration foul. you think you didn't get the call you deserve, so you're going to make sure you get one where it's worth it. And Hymanson whistled for the foul on the perimeter. Backdoor cut, Maddie Jones. Jones with a 2-point bucket. Dordt leads 52-43, so back-to-back baskets by Northwestern with 8:20 remaining in regulation. Out front it goes Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven to Van Hollen. Van Hollen back out front. Ball deflected. Picked up by Beckman. Beckman into the corner. Hymanson. And a foul on the play called on Northwestern and Emily Danner. Danner whistled for foul number 2. Dordt inbounding. With it out front is Hymanson. Hymanson with the basketball. Wants a ball screen. Pass right side. Comes back out front for Gustafson. 9 to shoot, now 8. Dordt by 9. Beckman puts it up over the top of Jones. Shot no good. Rebound Schoenhoven. Van Holland in the lane. Hangs on the rim and falls through. The offensive rebound for Schoenhoven. The assist for Schoenhoven. And Van Holland finishes with the 2-point basket in the lane. Now they pass it to Shaney. Shaney off the glass. Good. Shaney setting up for that right hand, left shoulder shot. Rachel Evavold made that one so many times for the defenders over the years. Graduated a couple of years ago. Convinced she sometimes took the shot based on where she was on the floor, where she felt she was on the floor, rather than seeing the basket. A shot by Beckman, the 3 no good. And now Northwestern with a chance to cut into the 9-point lead. Dordt's led by as many as 13 here in the second half. 52-39. It's 54-45 right now. This has been a grinder. 12 seconds remaining in the period. They pass it down low, intended for Danner, tapped out of bounds by Beckman. It'll be Northwestern basketball. Klecker and Sievers are in. Beckman and Hymanson are out. Gustafson, Schoenhoven, and Van Hollen stay on the floor. Throwing the ball in will be Northwestern's Maddie Jones. Jones throws it to Danner. Danner 7 to shoot, now 6, 5. She'll put it up for 3, and we've got an offensive foul called against Northwestern. That foul is going to go on Marin Neerum. Neerum whistled for the personal. That's number 1 on her. 54-45, Dordt by 9. Macy Nielsen will throw it in. This one is so much like last year's first meeting here in Sioux Center. which Dordt was able to hang on to win, and it was just a case where Dordt just held a significant lead, 8 to 15 points most of the game, and held on and won it. Different story in Orange City in February. Van Hollen throws it into the corner. Macy Nielsen. Nielsen with the basketball. Nielsen back over to Klecker. Klecker off the dribble. Nothing there. That's not her game. And Seavers pass deflected, taken back by Danner. Here comes Northwestern, so Dordt needs another defensive stop. Jones on the drive. Jones tries to pass it, and it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Dordt. It'll be Northwestern basketball on the right side of the lane. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. Dordt has 2 fouls to give before Northwestern's in the bonus. Northwestern has 1 to give. Jones trying to walk her way into the lane. They give it off to Danner, 20 to shoot. Outside with it is Vandervelde. Vandervelde to Danner. Danner 3, missed it, no good. Rebound Schoenhoven gathers it in. Here come the defenders. 6:09 remaining. With it on the left-hand side, Seavers wants a ball screen. Seavers, top of the key, picks up her dribble, turned it over on her last possession, now throws it over to Klecker. Klecker, back to Van Hollen, dump it down low, Schoenhoven. Janey, little hook shot in the lane, missed it, no good, and the rebound taken away by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. Gustafson's going to come back into the game. They throw it, high post, Shaney. Shaney with it. Shaney puts it up and gets it to go, and she is fouled. Well, Northwestern is showing some fortitude here, just hanging around and trying to give themselves a chance at the end. 54-47, and they can get as close as they have been. Janie Schoenhoven called for her 4th personal foul, defending that shot by Shaney in the lane. Shaney, a junior from Emmitsburg, now with 14. And with 5:39 left to go in the game, Dordt leads 54-47 pending this free throw. Free throw is up by Shaney and good. So Shaney completes the old-fashioned three-point play. She's got 15. And the Dordt lead is 6, 54-48. This is as close as it has been. It's as close as it's been since it was 6-0. Previously, well, here's Gustafson. Gustafson driving in, and she is fouled on the play. Late arriving help by Northwestern and Molly Shaney. So Shaney whistled for the personal. That's her 3rd. Carly Gustafson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Gustafson with 19 so far tonight. First one on the way for the senior is up and through. 20 now for Gustafson, averaging 18.9 points per game. Dordt's been stuck at 54 a little while. 5 unanswered by Northwestern, ended with those 2 free throws. Dordt leads 56-48. Defenders will play defense now. 5:20 remaining, and Northwestern wants a timeout. So there's a timeout on the floor. This one charged to the Red Raiders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Some people say life is just a series of events, a long line of happy accidents, just falling into place. But we see it a little differently here at Dordt. We work hard to bring out the best in you. We push you to strive for the bright future God has planned for you. Now is the time to bring your passion to life here at Dordt. Be part of something special.
2 weeks ago, police got a report of a missing person. A week ago, another body turned up. And then just 4 days ago, a 3rd body showed up.
How has the town reacted?
Well, we're terrified.
But if it really was the killer that sent you this...
I know it seems sketchy, but...
Liz, you'll get yourself killed out there.
.5:19 left to go in regulation. Dordt with an 8-point lead, 56-48. Northwestern used a timeout. They've got 2 remaining. And we will reset things in just a moment. There's 23 seconds on the shot clock. A reminder that our broadcast brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. 5:19 left to play. Dordt leading 56-48. 23 seconds on the shot clock. And the ball is inbounded to Jones. Jones to Shaney. Shaney dump it into the free throw lane. And the ball is deflected out as they tried for that backdoor cut. And that time Bailey Beckman saw it coming. So with 13 seconds left to play on the shot clock, 5:08 left to go in the game. Dordt with an 8-point lead. They'll defend the inbounds play. Baseline out of bounds play, a flex cut, and we've got an illegal screen called against Northwestern. Maddie Jones whistled for her 4th personal foul, and she's called for an illegal screen on the flex cut, and that flex cut is just simply a player starting in the corner, come and rub off a screen of someone setting a screen on the block. You try to cut across, get a pass in from the opposite wing. It's an age-old play, but that time Northwestern gets called for an illegal screen in the process. With the basketball out front, they dump it into Gustafson. Gustafson in traffic, throws it back out front. Macy Nielsen, 3-ball, get in there. Bang, bang, bang. 3-point basket by Macy Nielsen. Oh, needed that one if you're a Dordt Defender fan. 59-48, pass it in, right elbow. Shaney with the basketball. Here comes Vandervelde. Vandervelde had a 3 in the first half. Decides against anything there. Dordt by 11. Driving in Danner. Danner working against Nielsen, fading away. That one bubbles out, no good. And now a foul called against Carly Gustafson underneath. I think it came before the shot. It'll be Northwestern basketball with 4:18 remaining. Macy Nielsen, how about that? She has hit some big threes over the course of her career. She is not bashful. Leave her open. Shoot her, shoot. With it on the right-hand side is Danner. Danner over the basketball. Danner feeds it out front to Jones. Jones with it on the wing. 4:05 remaining. Jones driving in, puts it up with the right hand, gets it to go, and she's fouled. And just like that, Maddie Jones trying to keep her team in it. It has been her and Shaney. They have carried the bulk of the load here. 16 for Jones, 15 for Shaney. No one else with more than 4, I believe. On the Dordt side of the ledger, Carly Gustafson doing most of the heavy lifting for the defenders. So Jones makes the 3-point play, and it's back to an 8-point ball game. 59-51 defenders. Under 4 to go. Dordt will use clock with it out front. Sievers, Macy throws it into the corner. Van Holland. Van Holland to Bailey Beckman. Bailey Beckman with the basketball. Gustafson shows it, drives in over the right hand. Gustafson, unstoppable. Carly Gustafson, what a year she is having. 23 points for her. Dordt extends the lead back to 10, 61-51. With the basketball out front, Shaney looking for the pass, gives it to the, hands it off to Danner. Danner to Vandervelde. Vandervelde off of the glass, good. Taylor Vandervelde with 5. I said she had that 3-point bucket in the first half. That was her only basket so far up to that point. 3:15 left to play. Dordt by 8, 61-53. Let's see if they can find Gustafson. Swing pass over the top, Van Holland. Van Holland back to Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman stops, pops, 15-footer. Can't get it to go, but a foul on the play is going to go against Northwestern and Molly Shaney. That's Shaney's 4th. Schoenhoven was able to work inside and get inside position that time. Shaney gets called for the push. And Janie Schoenhoven will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 3:02 remaining. Can't get the clock to tick down fast enough. Free throw on the way for Schoenhoven. It's up and through. And Janie Schoenhoven with 7. Another one on the way for Schoenhoven, averaging 11.8 points per game. Second one by the sophomore from Hospers. That one's good. And it's a 10-point ball game. She's got 8. This is by far the most competitive game. We knew it would be coming in, and it's played out in that way. It's been a grinder, possession by possession, neither team able to get out and run. Northwestern with the basketball out front, Maddie Jones. Jones with it. Jones at the top of the key, 9 to shoot. Jones comes back, Shaney Vandervelde, ball deflected out, picked up by Northwestern. Shaney, desperation 3, no good. And the rebound, Van Holland. Dordt wants to run. Van Holland gets it back over to Sievers. Sievers will hold it up. Bill Harmson standing on the sideline. The big stop sign put up over there. And Macy Seaver slams on the brakes. Dordt basketball up 10, 2:15 and counting. She's dribbling it out near midcourt. 63-53 with the basketball. Here's Sievers into the corner. Van Hollen thought about the 3, 7 to shoot. Sievers with it. Clock winding down. They get it to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven can't get it to go. And the rebound taken away by Northwestern. 2-minute warning. Here's Vandervelde. Vandervelde down to the baseline. And Vandervelde is going to be called for a charge. Back the other way. Beckman worked hard to get position. Vandervelde lowered her shoulder at the end and gets whistled for a charge. And it's Dordt basketball. 1:53 remaining. Northwestern will show pressure. Sievers will bring it up. Macy Sievers up the floor. Left side Ben Holland. Dordt wants to run clock. They can take it down under a minute and a half here. Macy Sievers with the basketball. Puts it on the deck. Guarded there by Jones. Sievers with the basketball. Macy with it on the right-hand side. Drives into the lane. Puts up the spinner. Can't get it to go. 90 seconds left to go. Dordt by 10. Here comes Northwestern. Northwestern Jones. Jones dribbles it off of her leg and out of bounds. She has had to play a lot of minutes tonight. And Jones starting to show the wear. Maddie Jones, 35 minutes played so far. Bailey Backman, 34 for the defenders. Dordt with the 10-point lead, 83 ticks to the clock remaining. Dordt with a 10-point advantage, and a timeout on the floor charged to the defenders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Beg your pardon, charged to the Raiders. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Let's take a 30-second break. Northwestern will show pressuring defense. Been hard work tonight for the defenders. Not the freewheeling 83 points per game average tonight for Dordt. By comparison, Northwestern, they've been held 27 points below their season average up to this point. Van Hollen with it, and Van Hollen travels with it. Travel violation called against Van Hollen, and it'll be Northwestern basketball. So Northwestern gets it back on the turnover, and let's see if the Raiders can score quickly here. Jones with the basketball. Jones with it up in between the circles. 1 minute remaining in the contest. They swing it over the top. Neerum with the basketball against Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven, nothing. The cuts are off. Here's Jones. Jones with it. They're down 10. They got to score a little more quickly. Pass through the lane to Shaney. Shaney in traffic, and Van Hollen strips her. Here comes Dordt, 46 seconds remaining. Beckman with the basketball. Northwestern's got a foul. You're down 10. Are they going to just let it play out? Looks like they will. They have conceded and conceded much earlier than I thought they would. They did not commit fouls, nothing. 10 seconds, now 9 on the shot clock, 25 on the game clock. Beckman comes back. Schoenhoven, 3 seconds on the shot clock, gets it to go. And Janie Schoenhoven with 10. And the Dordt lead is 65-53. 65-53. They'll put another 2 seconds back up on the clock. 18.5 seconds remaining, and Northwestern will bring it up. Northwestern with a 12-point deficit, and they're going to just let it wind out. 12 seconds remaining. Vandervelde throws it into Shaney. Shaney's shot no good, but she's fouled on the play by Gustafson. Carly whistled for foul number 4. Shaney will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 15 for Molly Shaney tonight. She'll try to add to that total here. Dordt's got 3 in double figures. Northwestern has 2. Well, Dordt did it with defense tonight, limiting Northwestern to 25 points below their season average. and the defenders are going to win it by 10, 65-55 the final. The defenders will move to 11-0 this season, 6-0 in the conference, while the Northwestern Red Raiders go to 10-1. They suffer their first loss of the year, and they're 5-1 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. 65-55 your final. Stay tuned. Up next, the Wireless World post-game wrap-up. Let's take a 2-minute break. Back with more right after this.
Here at Dordt University, we have tremendous support from the local community and from Defender Nation across the country. The Defender Gold Club is a byproduct of that support and enables our student athletes to perform at the highest level.
As a Defender Gold Club member, you are helping our athletes pursue championships while also helping them grow physically, mentally, spiritually, and academically.
The Defender Gold Club supports the university's mission by equipping student athletes to strive for excellence in all areas of life while having a transforming experience in athletics.
Join us in supporting the growth of our student athletes through joining the Gold Club and making a gift that supports scholarships, team trips, or facility enhancements.
We invite Defender Nation to support our athletes and become a Defender Gold Club member.
Partner with us in supporting all sports or a sport of your choice. Your support makes a difference. Join the Defender Gold Club today.
People like you help us believe in a bold future for Dordt University athletics. Thank you, and go Defenders.
Go Defenders!
The Dordt Defenders with a win tonight over the Northwestern Red Raiders in women's basketball, 65-55 the final. The Defenders led much of the second half by double figures. Northwestern always able to stay within striking distance. The biggest lead for the Defenders was 18 at 44-26. Northwestern was able to cut it down to 6 at one point, and that was at 54-48. But Dordt got a bucket. I believe that was Carly Gustafson, made it an 8-point ball game, and then the 3-point bucket by Macy Nielsen kind of sealed the deal, or really put the Defenders in a very good spot. And they were back up by double figures, and Northwestern actually could have played the foul game at the end, elected not to. We've become so accustomed to that. You got to make the free throws to finish it out, but Northwestern elected with about a minute left to go. In effect, conceded. Both teams got 2 points apiece, and that's your final, 65-55. Let's roll the highlights that we have here in for this contest, and Bill Harmson will be making his way out of the locker room as well. Dordt had a little challenge getting the outside shot to drop today. Bailey Beckman had 1 made 3. The Defenders as a team, just 4 made 3s. Now, to their credit, they didn't just keep hoisting them up, but instead still tried to work for good shots. McKenna Clucker, that was part of the stretch where the Defenders got it up by 18. Here you see Carly Gustafson into the lane, and Carly, she played well tonight. Carly Gustafson, the double-double, 23 points and 10 rebounds. Molly Shanny, one of 2 players in double figures for Northwestern. She closed with 16 by my count. Here you see Gustafson, and here comes the dagger. That was Macy Nielsen making her only shot of the second half. She ends up 1 of 2 from the three-point line, but it was a big one. And the Dordt defenders come away with a victory by a final of 65-55. Preliminary numbers: Dordt 25 of 61 from the floor, 41%. Northwestern 18 of 43 from the floor, 42%. Field goal shooting: Northwestern 1 of 8 from the three. That was a Taylor Vandervelde 3 in the first half. Dordt countering 4 of 12 from the three-point line for 33.3%. Dordt a perfect 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Northwestern 18 of 19. Combined, the two teams 29 of 30 from the free throw line. A few NBA teams could take some lessons from that. Carly Gustafson led the way on the boards for the defenders, as the Dordt had a 33-29 rebounding edge, and Carly Gustafson had 10 boards. Turnovers: Dordt had 9, Northwestern had 15. You start breaking it down, and quite honestly, the numbers: Dordt did almost everything well except for the one thing you got to do to score, and that is put the ball in the hole. 41% shooting, a little bit below their season average, but they did the job on defense. They did the job taking care of the basketball. They rebounded well, and they shot free throws well, and all those things add up to a hard-earned 65-55 win for the defenders here this evening. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of the individual scoring and the individual numbers right after this 2-minute timeout.
Here we live between big city and small town, but we don't do anything halfway. We play in a community that's safe for families while providing our kids big city opportunities. We work in a place proud of its rural history that's already writing its future in science and technology. This is a place where we love our neighbors and where a small town is more like a big family. Sioux Center, live life in the middle of everything. Before we get to the official numbers, we're going to visit with Bill Harmson, and then he can be on his way to enjoy the rest of his Wednesday evening. And Coach, a 10-point win tonight, 65-55. Congratulations. I said I covered some of the team stats already, and one of the comments I made was the fact that you did a lot of things really well. The one thing you'd like to see a little better was the shooting percentage, but took care of the basketball, rebounded, shot free throws well. It all adds up to a hard-earned and played exceptional defense. It all ends up being a 10-point lead. There's a lot of ways to win a basketball game, and tonight you had to do something you haven't done this year so far.
Yeah, really just a fantastic defensive effort by our kids today. They really bought into the scouting report. I thought we did a really nice job. You know, Shani still had 17 points, but she's a great player, and I thought we really did a nice job of making her second-guess things all game. you know, the thing that we didn't do a very good job of is we put them on the foul line. In that second half, they scored a lot of their points with the clock not running. And that's something that we got to address. We got to do a better job of.
You were able to get an early lead, start the ball game well. You got that double-digit lead. You just couldn't push it any further. Things that Northwestern was doing, decisions on your part, what kept you from building that lead from 12 and 14 up to 20, and instead of settling back to 9 and 10?
Yeah, well, first of all, Northwestern's a great team, right? And we got to tip our hat to them because they're very good. They're a very good basketball team. But a lot of our decisions during that time, you know, because of not having Carly and Janie in the game both together, that's when we typically went into a little lull. And so we got to do a better job of our 4-out looks. We got to do a better job of getting movement. It looks great in practice, and we execute really well in practice, but under duress and in a game, we have to get that better. And so that's something that, you know, we're going to continue to work at. You know, during that stretch, they were able to get in the lane off the drive, and we looked tired, I thought, for a little while in that second quarter. And so, you know, when you look at this game and you just see the ebbs and the flow, I think at some point, especially in our league, you really got to just tip your hat and go, wow, what an awesome basketball game. What a great women's basketball atmosphere, and by two great teams. And I'm just glad, you know, our kids stayed healthy. We were able to get through a kind of a subpar for us shooting night. But we played great D and we rebounded well. Limiting a great team like Northwestern to 3-0 boards on the night and forcing 15 turnovers, that's outstanding.
Dakota Wesleyan coming up on Saturday. They will present their own set of challenges. Another very good team, but hey, you got one out of the way this week. Let's see if we can make it a sweep this week.
Hey man, that's great. I talked to the girls about our team about shaking the dust loose in the rafters here today, and I thought they did that just with their energy and excitement. Dakota Wesleyan comes in, another great rivalry team who's a great team. Really looking forward to getting ready and preparing and taking it to the Tigers.
That's Coach Bill Harmson talking about today's ball game. We're going to let him go, and let's take a look at the numbers for the Dordt defenders. First of all, they were led today by Carly Gustafson with 23 points. She had 10 rebounds. 11 points for Bailey Beckman. She had 3 rebounds. Jeannie Schoenhoven, 10 points and 10 rebounds to go with 2 assists. Macy Seaver, 6 points and 6 rebounds. 6 points and 6 steals. And Bailey Beckman had those 3 rebounds. Hayden Hymanson had 2. And Macy Nielsen had her 3-point basket. For Northwestern, they were led by Maddie Jones and Molly Shaney with 17 points apiece. Taylor Vandervelde had 5. Emily Danner had 4. Marin Neerum had 4. Foss had 2. Beckman had 2. Neerum had 2. That's Hannah Neerum. And Haley Anderson also had a pair. Northwestern is now 10-1, 5-1. Dordt is 11-0 and 6-0. That's going to do it for the first half of our doubleheader. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll restart things. You know the drill on the Dordt Media Network. Back out and go to that new link for the men's contest, and we'll stay right here on KIHK with a 2-minute break.